So which one of y'all has coronavirus?
That'd be none of us because we're all stuck in our own homes right now.
They say every one
The-
out of three people have coronavirus.
They just don't know that they're carrying it.
I think the 2.5 of us might have
Every one out of
coronavirus.
2.5 people.
That's all of us.
It's only half of me though.
Half of you has it, then all of you has it.
I don't.
Well-
I don't think the science supports that, David.
Well, with this being the situation that it is, you're probably sitting at home, so you might as well binge on some dose and a half Cincos. Welcome to another episode. This is episode number 31. As always, I'm your host, David.
And I'm Stuart.
And I'm Ben.
I think it would be remiss if we didn't mention a little bit about the social situation that's happening.
Just talk
right
about
now.
it. Let's just
Yeah.
talk
So
about it.
Are you guys aware of the curfew kind of that's being implemented here in LA?
No.
No.
Okay, so today's date is 3/16, March 16th. Oh my gosh, I almost bumbled that one. Mayor Garcetti yesterday on Sunday made an announcement that says that pretty much they're closing all bars, all restaurants, that for sit down, and then all theaters in Los Angeles for the next 3 weeks, at least until the end of the month. Just so that way we can kind of slow down the curve, so that way the spread of coronavirus or COVID-19, as its medical name, doesn't continue to spread. San Francisco is a little bit more vigilant about it, and they have gone as far as having a 24-hour curfew that is being reenacted at this point, and pretty much they are locking down everything. You are not allowed to leave your residence, at least only for two reasons: grocery shopping and going to the doctor. That's it.
That's wild. What a time to be alive.
I don't know. Somebody told me the other day that she was asked that. Well, actually, it was Irene. She was asked, "Don't you think it's kind of cool to be living in this kind of time? How do you guys feel about that?"
Cool to be living in this kind of time.
Yeah, to kind of see almost an apocalyptic type situation that's happened, right? It's not like nuclear fallout or anything like that, but this is like an epidemic out of kind of out of a movie.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I think, Mad Max is cool, with all their cars and shit, and them worshipping gasoline and whatnot, but I don't want to fucking live in it.
Yeah, it's cool to imagine the post-apocalyptic scenario when everything's fine, but when it's
Yeah.
like on the verge of it, then it's like not so cool.
Yeah, so it's actually kind of interesting because now all restaurants, it's only available for takeout. So I noticed this before Sunday night when he had enacted this. Mayor Garcetti did. We went to Starbucks at around 1:00, and they had removed all of the chairs and all of the tables in the Starbucks. You could go in and buy and then leave.
Yeah, that's happening here too. Actually, I think my coworker swung by. Actually, it was Chipotle today, and he told me the same thing. All the tables and stuff were removed, and you can only do to go.
So has this pandemic hit you guys yet? Like, has it really sunk in, or is it still kind of like this? It's kind of like this foreign idea.
I haven't really been out of the house other than work in the past week, so it's at this point it still kind of seems like it's it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
Although when I was at the store last week, it was a little bit busier than usual, but it wasn't like what's a movie where stuff goes like the
movie of this week.
Yeah, the movie of this week. By the way, since I guess this is a good time to mention this is the probably beginning of a several part series of coronavirus specials, where we aren't going to be able to go see a movie, probably.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of tough. We all live in Los Angeles County. I mean, except for Ben and I, in Orange County. But still, I think Southern California in general has been hit pretty hard. We are a pretty dense population, so they have shut down all of the movie theaters, which I think is going to be really weird. Like, what are we going to do about the subscriptions that you guys have? You guys won't be able to use them for the next 3 weeks. And I'm pretty sure this week's box office rundown has been kind of an indicator of just how hard it's been hit. Additionally, entertainment venues like bars and like strip clubs and stuff like that all have been closed.
Not the strip club.
I know. And also gyms. Yeah,
oh yeah,
so-
I just saw that today.
The gym.
Just now.
I know about that. Yeah.
So as part of part of precautions, I feel like since we have a media outlet for all 10 subscribers or whoever stumbles upon this, make sure to do what you can to be able to make sure you're not spreading it or catching it. Make sure you're washing your hands at least 20 seconds. If you cough, don't cough in your hand, cough in your sleeve or on a tissue. Or if you sneeze, same thing. Try to exercise social distancing, which means that you keep a general distance at least 6 feet away from most people. So stuff like that will definitely keep the spread down. If you feel like you're susceptible or anything like that, try to stay home. If you have the ability to work from home, do so. I know me and Stu have been asking to be able to work from home.
Yeah, I quite literally just got a new laptop. Everyone at our company basically got new computers, and then I got a laptop that has VPN access, so I can just take it home and work. But I'm pretty sure, like, I'd have to be half dead before they'd be like, "Why don't you work from home?"
Hey, Stu, you're looking a little sweaty over there. You've been coughing quite a bit, and it looks like you're hard of breathing. Maybe you want to take a half day.
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe you could just come in a little later tomorrow. You're still gonna come in. There's no working from home for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that TPS report.
Yeah. The only people who get to say they're working from home are people who you don't really know what they do, and they just say they're working from home with no deliverable. So
it's because they're people persons.
I guess. I'm a people person.
Yeah. If you don't know what that is, then I guess maybe that'll be our next movie that'll be coming up. We'll do Office Space. So Ben, what about you? How have you guys been since didn't they shut down UCI or anything like that yet?
Yeah, they did shut down UCI. They just yesterday we got an email saying that we're working from home for 3 weeks. So
dang.
Yeah.
I wish I got that email.
Yeah.
Hey, can you forward that to me so that way I can show my boss?
Let me sign it really quick.
I don't think it works like that, David.
Nope. I heard it's transferable, just like get out of free jail cards.
Just like coronavirus.
That definitely passes very quickly. But yeah, just like normal flu precautions. Wash your hands. Don't sneeze on people. Don't lick anything. Sorry, Ben. No more licking doorknobs for the next.
I know that's your
It's
thing.
okay. As long as I got toilet seats, I'm good.
Speaking of toilets, I know that Stu, you just went to the store last week. Did you guys happen a chance to stock up on toilet paper? Have you guys seen anything like that?
The store when I went last week, the store was, as everyone probably found out, the store was out of toilet paper except for like the pathetic like one ply,
half ply,
150 sheet rolls that nobody would ever use ever, even if their life depended on it.
Those are also gone. So if you've noticed, toilet paper sales have gone down because there's no more toilet paper to be bought. Yep. But bidet sales are way up. Speaking of bidets,
got to invest in bidets futures.
Wow.
That is our sponsor for this week's episode. It's Udaloo by
Is that
real?
Bidet manufacturer?
I'm just kidding. I just made it up.
Wait, one more time. What's the company name?
Yeah, Udaloo. Make sure when you go to the loo, don't forget to clean
Udaloo, man.
Because it makes you feel so clean. You go yoo-hoo. All right,
wow,
that's it.
That was. Right. Make sure you trademark that before anyone steals it.
Udaloo.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like Squatty Potty, right? I mean,
quality
those guys,
bidets.
They killed it. Yeah. So, any other thoughts, guys? How do you guys feel impacted or anything like that? If not, then I wanted
to see if you guys had any encounters with any of the craziness that's going on right now.
I went to Target right before we recorded this episode to pick up, I don't know, like whatever I could find, I guess. They are completely out of every meat. There's no ground beef, period. There's no dairy, like there's nothing there's no milk anywhere. And then I saw the guy bring out a box of eggs, and I was like, do I really need eggs? But what if I really need them? And so I kind of got bit a little bit, and so I went to go get one box, and there was like people like, I have 4 people in my family. Like, oh damn it, I shouldn't have said one per person. And so he had to give them 4, and then somebody walked by and was like, "Oh, you guys have eggs?" And he goes, "All right, one per family." I was like, "Oh dear God." Toilet paper row was completely empty, and there's no canned anything.
Yeah,
period.
When I was out, I did manage. There was one or 2 packs of like the 4-pack of like Bounty paper towels. I grabbed that, and then the canned food was almost depleted. I managed to grab a few cans, but yeah, it was. I don't even want to think of what the store looks like right now.
Yeah, it's definitely not getting better, that's for sure. But, I mean, people were panic buying. That definitely looked like it. I thought you were going to say, I grabbed the last 4-pack of Bounty and then stiff-armed this one lady to make sure I could get a box of crackers.
Yeah. What about you, Ben? Are people's butlers and servants, are they running out of supplies down there in Orange County?
Yeah,
we have to use the dual ply.
Yeah, it's all out down here. I actually went to the grocery store earlier today, and yeah, they had signs everywhere that said, I think, a limit of 2 of either dairy, meat, or yeah, I think it was just dairy and meat per customer.
Just two of anything. You can only have 2 of it.
Yeah, Noah Ark rules is being enacted. 2 by 2.
However, I was able to get a rib roast for $50, which was pretty good.
Yeah, Ben's got his priorities straight.
I do. Holy shit. I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, that's like 3 or 4 steaks right there.
And you ate it in one
Jenkins,
sitting.
Can you make sure to go get the rib roast, please?
Yes, sir. Right away.
Make sure to throw the ends away. We don't want any of that miserable meat at the end.
I only like the end pieces. The rest you can discard.
Give it to the dogs.
Did you say the dogs?
That's right.
Because you're so rich,
animals.
your dogs have
you're
dogs.
so rich that they also have pets.
What, is it Pluto and Goofy or some shit?
I don't know.
I don't know, Ben. You're the one who lives down there.
Yeah, you tell us how things are down there in Irvine.
Well, I mean, it's not like I think they just stop at the dog's dog. I don't think it goes any further than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
oh, don't worry. We'll figure out a way.
The world makes sense again.
I'm ready to wait for this world to get back to normal again. This is crazy. Like we had people coming into our office, like checking to see who called out sick. And then somebody in our office happened to call out sick because he said his son was sick. And I'm like, are you actually sick or are you actually hungover? I'm not sure. Because we got a notice on Friday before we left was that they said if you call out sick and you have some you feel it, you just text us. Call us ahead of time. Don't come in the office. Don't grab your stuff. Don't come on site, right? But then they were like, but if you want to come back to work the next day, you need to get a doctor's note to clear you that you don't have COVID-19. I was like, dude, we don't even have enough tests to run around. So you're telling me if I want to play hooky, I'm gonna be screwed and stuck at home? Yep. And then I was like, boss, I'm not feeling so warm. It feels kind of warm in here.
So you're telling me you won't let me come back to work?
Yeah. So this is a little bit crazy, but we'll try to keep you guys up to date. But yeah, San Francisco, first one to go full lockdown. Los Angeles doesn't seem very far behind, but I think we are supposed to have the best healthcare in the world, but we definitely were not prepared for this. This is just absolutely crazy. So with that, we'll dive straight into our Street Shark Corner. I don't even know what we're calling it now. Shark Tank.
The hardest
Shark
pivot.
Tank? Can we just
about
okay? The Shark Tank shit.
Shark Waters.
Shark Water. Yeah, Deep Waters.
Nope, that's a movie.
No. Shark-infested waters.
Sharknado.
Sharknado. Yes,
There we go.
I like it.
Also, a movie.
We're gonna get into the shark blender.
The shark attack. The shark.
So this week's episode was episode number 5 for season 2. We were introduced to, I think probably one of my favorite names outside of Killamari is Moby Lick. He is a orca whale who was transformed from their friend Jet, whose catchphrase was "Got a jet," and so I was.
Finally, we got some racial diversity in this show.
Is it interesting that they made the black guy turn into the black whale?
I don't know, because it's not like there's that many choices left. I mean, it's no more weird than the black guy in Power Rangers being the Black Ranger, or the
That's not weird. I say it's appropriate.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Yep.
I mean, the white guy was the Red Ranger, so I mean that's like Asian girl was Yellow Ranger. I mean, come on. I mean, it's all fine and good.
It's all good.
Not all racism is bad.
That's true. I mean, you can't be really racist if you just kind of hate everyone equally.
Exactly. That's
right?
been my motto.
We spared no expense to make fun of every single race.
Yeah.
Especially if it's Chinese, apparently.
Especially Chinese.
You guys don't spare any expense. I really wish you guys wouldn't spend so much money on all the Chinese jokes. But all right. So what were your guys' thoughts on this episode? I'll start with Ben.
Did the animation change again or something? It seemed like kind of different again. I don't know.
It seemed a little less choppy to me, but I was trying to half watching it.
Yeah, I don't know. Why did they call him Moby Lick?
Because Moby Dick is a famous whale, and he uses his tongue.
I thought they were going to
things.
call him Moby Dick. I was so close.
Because his
with an appropriate name, I'm calling you Moby Dick.
I'm pretty sure that'd be for a completely different reason.
I thought I heard one of the lesser villains refer to him as Lickster at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like at the same scene afterwards where Ripster shows up and says, fantastic Finmeister, like something. And then the next thing after that, it was like, hey, Lickster. And I'm like, what the heck was that?
Yeah, I don't know. I was confused because no, you just called him Moby Lick. Now you're calling him Lickster?
I think it's a nickname, right? The Ripmeister or Slamu instead of the Big Slamu, right? That's his formal name, Mr. Big Slamu.
I was a little bit confused because I thought we already had a whale shark character, but I guess Big Slamu is actually a whale shark.
He is a whale shark.
There are things called whale sharks that I was not aware of.
Correct. And, well, I mean, if it wasn't for street sharks, would you know this many things about sharks? Like, they can't stop moving. They'll die.
I think I remember hearing that before. I just forgot and thought it was a silly thing for him to say.
I can't stop moving. It's not only entertaining, it's educational.
Yeah, whale sharks are a thing.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Ripster is just a great white.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack
Correct.
is a hammerhead. Are there different kinds of hammerheads, though?
Ones that... No, I think there's... Yeah, maybe. That'd be funny if one of them turned out to be a nurse shark.
A nurse shark?
Uh-huh.
What the hell's a nurse shark?
You've never heard of a nurse shark?
Are those the ones that like eat off the big shark? And they like...
Those are morays, I think. Lampreys, sorry. Lamprey.
What about
sharks?
Tiger shark? That's a cool name.
That would be Streaks. Streaks is
a tiger shark? Oh, okay.
Yeah, huh? That's because he has the
learning
stripes.
something every day.
That's right. That's where I learned all my shark facts, is that all sharks can dive into asphalt. They like eating metal. So I don't understand why people are complaining that, we throw all this trash in the ocean. All the sharks are just going to eat all of it.
Yeah, it's like feeding them.
Yeah, if anything, they mutate and then they can walk on land.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is they've never mentioned the fact that they are thirsty. They never drink anything in any other episode. And in this episode, they're struggling because it's hot, and then they need water.
I guess.
Yeah.
They go the entire episode without drinking any water whatsoever, and now they make mention of it.
This is gonna sound like a silly question, and I'm sure it is. I don't
think there's a silly question.
Do ocean creatures have a mechanism for drinking water, or do they just have it?
Have what?
I don't think they get thirsty. They just get dry.
But like, does it just like absorb into their body and they just don't need it, or do they actually like have to take sips?
Oh, here's your answer. They don't ever get thirsty. Marine fish are what's called hypertonic to the seawater. So essentially they lose water through their gills to the seawater. So really they're never going to get thirsty because they're going to drink tiny amounts of seawater when they need it and keep themselves topped up.
So they do drink.
I guess so.
So I guess it wasn't such a silly question after all.
You know what? That was a great question today, Stuart.
Yeah.
Extra jawsome for you.
Why
Ben,
are we
why
learning?
can't you be
God
more
damn.
like Stu?
Why are we learning?
I'm not in school anymore.
Yeah, what the
Hey,
fuck is this?
Okay, so all right, so one thing is they brought the coat back again. Dr. Paradigm yet again brought the coat, and then I'm still trying to figure out which Marvel character he reminds me of with that purple cape and then like the helmet, but it's
Mysterio?
like
Magneto.
Like, huh?
Magneto.
Mysterio.
No. It's the other one, the one that Ben's saying, Mysterio.
Yeah.
From Spider-Man: Far From Home,
Yeah. Jake
or just
Gyllenhaal.
Spider-Man in general.
Oh yeah, that's the one, Mysterio. The one I haven't seen. I didn't see Far From Home yet.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry. And then I realized the dad or the shadow of the dad that we saw in the previous episode. Do you guys remember the Little Mermaid and the little eel things that she turned all those people into?
Flotsam and Jetsam.
What?
Flotsam and Jet, isn't it?
Yeah,
or whatever.
Flotsam and Jetsam. Right? The eels, right?
How do you remember
no.
that?
No.
So
not
it was
the
actually
eels,
from Kingdom Hearts. When you
Oh,
go down to
okay.
Atlantis,
You know,
you
I
actually
yeah,
carve
as soon as I
not
asked
worse.
that,
Jetsam
I realized
as bosses.
It would have
So after you
been
beat
completely fine if
Flotsam
it wasn't
and
from
Jetsam-
Kingdom Hearts. If it was from you watching the Little Mermaid as a kid, that was excusable.
Wait a minute, excuse me.
But now that it's Kingdom Hearts, it's different.
I'm not asking for an excuse.
I don't need your permission.
Actually, Flotsam and Jetsam are actually useless, discarded objects.
I think that's the point of their characters.
I see. And like wreckage cargo that like floats on the whatever. Yeah. Okay, no, I'm talking about the little things after Ursula zaps their like strength or power or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? What happens to King Triton at the very end?
I don't
When
remember.
he gives up his life.
I don't remember any of this happening in.
I'll send you guys a picture.
In episode 5 of Street Sharks.
Yeah, and I don't remember this in the first or second Kingdom Hearts.
No, Triton. Let's see. King Triton turns into. Where's the thing?
Welcome to our movie review of the week for Little Mermaid 1.
/ Kingdom Hearts.
I'll be covering the Kingdom Hearts section. Stu will be covering the Little Mermaid section. So, Stu, what do you think of Little Mermaid? No one cares. Okay, let's go into Kingdom Hearts 1.
Well, actually, for somebody who has never finished Kingdom Hearts, can you let our audience know what...
Oh, here we go. Okay, so at the beginning, there were the 5 disciples of the Master of Masters. So each one representing a different faction of the Keyblade Wars. Now, there was another
All right, so moving on. This week's box office rundown is is brought to you by Charmin. Make sure you get some that's squeezably soft, even though there's no more toilet paper to be had.
As you're reading that, the Charmin company is backing up trucks of toilet paper to our house.
Woo! Wait, that's how we're getting paid. Actually,
Yep.
I think there was a couple coffee. There was a coffee shop I read on Twitter that was accepting toilet paper as payment.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how bad it's getting. But this week's box office rundown for the week at number 1, as no surprise to anybody, is Onward with 10.6 million sheets of toilet paper. Number 2 is Bloodshot with $9.2 million. That is the Fast and Furious meets Triple X movie where he has, I can't tell. He's got something in his chest.
I don't know, so it's a chess movie. Next.
Yeah, he's really chess movie with Vin Diesel, Fast Furious. Next.
Unknown comic book hero. Next.
Number 3, I Still Believe with 9.1 million. Pretty sure Starstruck Lover is something about a music something. Okay. Number 4, The Invisible Man with 5.8 million. We saw that a couple weeks ago, so
you gotta stop mentioning that movie so he stops doing that.
All right, number 5 is The Hunt. That was supposed to be the movie of this week, but unfortunately, because all the theaters have been shut down, we can't see that. So I'm assuming this has something to do with ketchup.
Wow.
Hunt's ketchup. All right, number 6, Sonic the
Terrible.
Hedgehog. Yep. Blue Alien Invades Earth. Reviewed it before. 2.5 million. Number 7, The Way Back. That's the Ben Affleck basketball movie. 2.3 million. Call of the Wild, Harrison Ford and the Dog movie at number 8, 2.2 million. Emma, not Emma Stone, 1.2 million. Makes sense. Bad Boys for Life, holding on to the last spot in the top 10 with $1.1 million. That movie requires no synopsis, you should know. I think the saddest part is, Stu, Impractical Jokers, the movie, is now out of the top 10.
Oh, nuts.
We also saw My Hero Academia fall out, and also Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. They made $84 million. Does that mean anything to you guys? Is that counted as not a big flop?
I think that's still under their budget.
I mean, even if it was over, I don't know. That doesn't seem like too high.
Worldwide is 199 million. Does that count?
I'm not sure.
Do you guys know how much Jumanji: The Next Level made worldwide?
I'm gonna go with
An ass ton.
400.
500.
No, worldwide, not U.S.
600. 800.
That's close.
900?
795 million.
Jesus.
Domestic was 316. That is number 13 on this list. And I think this one is almost ready to be released on video, right? On DVD or
DVD
or DVD or VCD or Blu-ray or HD DVD
or VHS or Betamax
or Laserdisc. Dang, remember when movies were on Laserdisc? It took 4 discs to be able to get through a movie.
Wow, someone grew up with a silver laser disc in their mouth.
That's right. We never used it. We have 2 movies on it. I think one of them was Heat and the other one was Ronin.
Wow. Did Joe pick those out for you?
Why, does he love those 2 movies?
Well, I know he loves Ronin. Or he keeps wanting to watch Ronin. So
Ronin's a good movie. I've just never understood it, but hey, maybe we might be able to get Joe on the show.
Yeah.
We can talk about Ronin. So right now, because movie theaters are closed down, that pretty much will, we'll try some different things, some experimental stuff. So if you guys are interested in possibly joining the podcast, make sure to donate directly to Stu's bank account.
David's wallet.
Oh, I wanted to be nice and give it to you too, but I'll take it. So hit me up on Patreon / Dos and a Half Cincos. That'll go directly to my bank account. So, guys, thoughts, questions, concerns about this week's box office rundown?
Did anything even come out this past week?
Yeah, Bloodshot. I still believe in The Hunt.
Oh, right. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, so in LA, we're hit pretty hard about this movie thing. So,
yeah.
But overall, I think this past weekend, I think was the lowest lowest box office ever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like something like sub 30 million or something like that. I remember reading it somewhere. But yeah, it's definitely not looking good for the movie business, and that's the reason why we had Quiet Place 2 got pushed, and then Fast and Furious 9 or 10, right? Because Bloodshot's number 9. These got pushed back quite significantly, so we don't know when those are going to get released.
Yeah, pretty much every future release at this point has been pushed back. Every immediate future release.
So, Ben, I know that you're pretty much on the topic for this, but how close do you think we are to maybe having some of these premium video on demand be a possibility for the future?
Oh, pretty damn close. I mean, what is it? CBS Universal has already been touting that, within the past few days. Most major movie theaters have closed completely at this point. So it's only a matter of time before everyone just starts buckling down and just doing that instead of just pushing back releases, because you can only push back releases so far before they start overlapping with other properties that the movie theaters might have, or not movie theaters, the production companies might have. They don't want to double up on the same month or the same time frame. Otherwise they're going to have to push those back, and it's just an endless wave of just pushing stuff back. So I think this would be a perfect time to start investing in streaming or just home entertainment.
Just like if you have Disney Plus, for example, then you would just rent the newest Disney movie for, I don't know, $25 for 3 days or something like that.
Yeah, because it's not only the matter of waiting until domestic is okay to start showing these movies, but everyone also has to try to figure out when they're going to show it in China. Everyone wants to show it in China. That's what everyone really wants. And we have a lot of movies coming up that are kind of aiming specifically for that demographic.
Bloodshot.
Yeah, Bloodshot. Starring Chinese Vin Diesel. Yep. In fact,
is that Vin Diesel where he's just holding his pulling his eyes back?
So, from my understanding,
wait, body look like Vin Diesel, but face look like Jackie Chan.
I want to hear Vin Diesel try to do a Chinese accent. I'm trying to picture it in my head.
Okay, David, put on a really, really deep voice and let's hear it.
Yeah.
I am a bloodshot. You're
not. It's not. You're not playing a samurai.
I couldn't stop thinking. I was just doing a version of Joe Coy as a Korean guy.
Wow.
But all he says is you just have to sound like you just smoked like 4 packs of cigarettes. Oh. I can't do this.
Oh, it was worth a shot.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. But yeah. So, as a person who works in software and design and stuff like that, and Stu, you can cue in since you were a computer science major as well. How quickly can we get something like that rolling so that way it scales to this many people who are staying at home?
Oh, I mean, pretty quickly. I mean, we already have the infrastructure in place. We have like all the avenues that you can think of. We have Netflix. I mean, every movie distribution
everyone's got
center
it.
has some way to get that out there. It's just the matter of money. How do they want to do it? Like, who's going to strike the best deal, the best bang for their buck? And I feel like a lot of people are definitely going to be hesitant on that because, well, I mean, it's something so foreign, and right now it has the stigma of almost all failure films will go to Netflix or something at this point. The movies that no distributor wants to pick up, Netflix will get the scraps.
No, Abomination was great. What are you talking about?
Just look at all the Nick Cage movies on Netflix.
Oh, I'm sorry, Annihilation.
Oh, man, when you said Nick Cage, I thought you were going to say Nick Cannon for some reason.
Yeah.
No.
Look at all the Nick Cannon films.
Look at how bad
Got
they're
a
doing.
jet.
Oh, man, if there's a Street Sharks movie, I know who I'm casting as Jet.
Kevin Hart.
Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Because didn't he? Did you guys see the movie with which one is it? The Rock and Kevin Hart in it.
That's like every movie they do.
No. The one where he's a CIA agent. Oh, actually, that's all of them. But in that movie, his name is Jet.
Oh, really? Kevin Hart's character.
Kevin Hart, yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, Jet. Well, apparently he's only 5'2".
I don't think that's a surprise to anyone.
Yeah.
Surprise it to me.
He's so tall.
He's so tall, so dreamy. Oh, Central Intelligence.
All right.
Yeah, Calvin. His name in the movie is Calvin the Golden Jet Joyner. So I think he'd be perfect for the movie. And then, all right. Since we're already on the topic, you would want for Jet, who would end up turning into, God, they really wasted the name Slamu. They should have given it to the orca, right? Because the orca's name is Shamu.
Yep.
Right.
They messed that up.
That's a missed opportunity. So, you said Nick Cannon would play Jet, who turns into Moby Lick.
No, I think we decided on Kevin Hart.
Ah, okay, all right. Who would you pick for Jab?
Which one's Jab?
He's the Hammerhead.
Oh.
Since you don't know, Stu.
Oh,
go.
Steve Buscemi.
Oh,
Oh wow!
what about for Streaks?
You don't even have to CGI him.
Hey, how come I don't get a costume?
How do you do, fellow sharks?
Streaks.
Is that the rollerblade guy?
Yeah, that one I want to give to. All right, Ben. Not Ben. Stu, go ahead. Since I know that he's your favorite.
No, Jab was my favorite.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh. What? Too bad. Yours is Steve Buscemi.
Okay. So Streaks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I would pick Ryan Reynolds.
I was trying to think who's done like extreme sports movies. And I can't think of anyone.
The guy from
Tony
Brink.
Hawk, The Rock,
Tony Hawk.
Pro Skater.
Are we decided that The Rock is going to be in this movie to some degree?
He can be Dr. Paradigm.
Because we already
Paranoid.
have Kevin Hart, so
Dr. Paranoid.
Wouldn't that be Vin Diesel?
Oh, dude, we would have to put them in the same movie together. So he would be Ripster.
Vin Diesel
Or no,
would be Ripster?
no. Oh, no. The Rock would be Big Slamu.
Okay,
Right? Because he starts as a football player and then he slams the ground.
Yeah, that would work.
Okay. So then Vin Diesel would be Dr. Paranoid.
Yeah.
And then so all we have left is what?
Is it
Ripster and Streaks.
Yeah, Streaks. I don't know. Shit. Are we gonna get John Cena in here, or we're just gonna have a WWE? This is gonna be a WWE movie, right? Studios.
Cena. I think Cena could be Ripster. That should be no problem.
Yeah, that would work. Ripster.
Yeah. All right.
But we need a
Streaks is so
slightly less in stature for Streaks though, because he's like the agile, like fast one. So.
Rob Schneider.
The fuck?
Danny DeVito.
Okay. As a teenager, just put like some hair on him, put a wig on him.
Who would play Streaks? It's gonna be kind of troublesome.
Zac Efron. I'm just thinking of movies that The Rock was in.
Wait, Jack Black. Oh, Jack Black would get to play one. Would he be Slobster?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Or maybe he'd be a good.
Patton
Dr.
Oswalt
Paranoid.
would be
Oh,
Slobster.
I like that. I actually really do like that.
Wait, who has who?
Patton
Slobster.
Oswalt as Slobster.
Patton Oswalt as Lobster.
So whoever's listening to Dos Nav Cinco's podcast, we would like for you guys to create a direct-to-Netflix movie for Street Sharks.
Yep.
And we have gave you guys a star-studded cast.
Yep, can't fail.
Yep, cannot fail. Right, this will be better than Arctic Dogs. 100%.
And then
Guaranteed.
Alec Baldwin will be the dad.
Oh, dude, this would be killer. I think the three of us would make sure that we would see this a bunch of times. For the 85th week in a row, Street Sharks is #1 on Netflix. But speaking of direct to Netflix, because people are stuck at home, we can just segue straight into our movie of the week this week. It is Contagion, which I think is appropriate based on the social climate that's happening right now. So, Ben, do you have a synopsis for us?
It's real life.
Turn on the news.
Excellent.
End of synopsis.
Just look out your window.
Synopsis ended. All right, Stu, thoughts on this movie?
I mean, I'm sure we've all seen this movie before, right? Before we decided to watch it this week.
I'd seen it before, but I didn't remember seeing it until I saw Dimitri Martin.
Okay, then you're like, oh yeah,
I know this.
Movie.
This may be a spoiler, but if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen it yet, I'm sorry I spoiled it. But Dimitri Martin is in this movie,
and so was his hazmat suit.
Also, yes,
he had several variations of his hazmat suit too. But
I mean, an orange one and a yellow one,
a white
no clipboard.
one,
no clipboard,
nope,
and no guitar.
Nope, which is have to dock it for that. But I mean, it's as far as like those kind of the outbreak genre, or I don't know what you call it, the disease virus genre of movies.
Natural disaster movies.
Sure, yeah. I thought it was pretty good, probably one of the better ones. Had a really good cast in it, pretty star-studded.
Incredible cast.
Yeah. And all the parts played in pretty well. So yeah, it was a good movie. I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. And you would have given it an 8 out of 10 the first time you saw it, or do you think based on the fact that it's applicable now, you're getting it a bump?
No, I don't think I would give it a bump, but I would say that it's spooky how accurate stuff was depicted in a fictional context that we're kind of seeing play out in real life.
Yeah, how quickly things can spread and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then just people's reaction to it, like people turning into savages, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it hasn't gotten that bad, but I wouldn't imagine we're too far away from that.
Yeah. So, so you gave it an 8 out of 10. Ben, what about you?
This is, I think, the 5th time I watched the movie, and
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why did you watch it?
Is this
so
like your
much?
favorite movie?
I really liked it when it first came out. All right, I mean, it's directed by Steven Soderbergh. I mean,
Oh, I was about to say, dang it, I should have went first. Steven Soderbergh is also known for Traffic, which won a Oscar.
I like that one too.
Aaron Brockovich. So I mean, he tends to direct a lot of gut punching, very real.
David, I want to
applicable
hear what
movies.
Ben has to say about it, though.
wait,
All right, fine.
wait, he directed Aaron Brockovich?
That's
Really?
what it says. That's what it says.
Oh, damn! I didn't know that. I only know him from fucking Ocean's 11.
And Ocean's 8.
No, he didn't do Ocean's 8. You dumb
It says
fuck.
Ocean's 8. He's a producer.
Great.
That
He's
means
the
he did it.
producer. Great. So he just took the credit for it and didn't do anything.
Excelente.
What does it mean to be a producer? Do you just like
Oh,
put money
he
up
also-
or something?
Well, I mean, he helped in like maybe producing the movie, so maybe part of like helping
It
edit
doesn't
the screenwriting and stuff.
You can't answer my question with the thing I
He
said in the question.
produce. That's why I produce a credit.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like producers
Actually,
is
he also enjoys a lot of Steven Soderbergh movies like Magic Mike.
All right, David,
That's-
shut up. Why did you watch it 5 times, Ben?
because of Steven Soderbergh, and I love Magic Mike.
Okay. Well,
Well-
asked and answered, I guess.
Well, okay, so the first time I watched it, it did make me feel very stressed. I remember that, and I just really liked it because of the way that it kind of played off of your paranoia in a sense. It gave you all these different vantage points of like what was going on. You know, you've got Matt Damon's character, which is supposed to kind of ground you to what was going on. You know, he's the everyday guy, and a bunch of just shit just happens to him. You know, but it's not, you know, outside the realm of possibility. It's just a really bad day for this guy, and the world kind of just collapses around him. And then you got everyone in like the CDC trying to, you know, guide the world towards sanity, you know, trying to keep it from not like falling apart. And then you have characters like Jude Law, who is spreading misinformation and trying to profit off of this whole mess. You know,
Fake news.
yeah, fake news, literally. So it was really stressful. And then, on this rewatch, I just forgot how fucking stressful it was. And it kind of hits really close. It's just like, oh, fuck, Like, I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, man, they did a really good job, like, kind of focusing on what they're touching and kind of lingering on it to make you feel really stressed out. And for some reason, watching it this time, it made me feel a billion times more stressed. I'm like, holy fuck,
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, just wash your fucking hands, man. Just fucking get hand sanitizer. Oh man, it's definitely a very timely movie, I would say, and it's kind of scary, but it's also scary that this seems like a more optimistic outcome for something like this. So, but
I don't know. I think they lost something like 28 million people.
well, we'll get to it in the spoilers, but yeah, I would say that it's scary because this isn't it's not science fiction in the sense of, oh man, they have like, these machines that could just heal you or something, or this virus turns you into a zombie or anything. It's just a very exaggerated symptoms of what the virus could do, but the way that it travels, the way that everyone deals with it is very realistic in that sense.
Yeah, especially since it's just, man, it's crazy. I mean, a lot of the things we haven't seen, some of the stuff that I'm sure you could probably imagine seeing, in the movie, kind of portraying out here. People are still nice to each other out here, but you can only imagine when it like complete panic just onsets, and it kind of runs into that.
I think all it's going to take is for like a power outage or something else to go wrong, and then that total shit show is going to probably kick off.
Yep.
What? They're out of toilet paper? Yeah, like that?
Yeah, like that.
So
yep,
I think
exactly.
somebody got beat up in Arkansas or something like that over a roll of toilet paper.
Probably, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, but talk about a super star-studded cast. But then we didn't, Gwyneth Paltrow's in this, Matt Damon, Lawrence Fishburne, Jude Law. I mean,
I thought this movie was directed by Christopher Nolan at one point because the Asian guy and what's her name?
Right,
were in
Marion
it.
Cotillard
it's
and
very
what's his face?
calculated.
Yeah, I'm very good at calculation.
And then he dies.
And then what was her? What was the name of
It's
her?
not the virus we need. We wanted, but it's the virus we needed.
Wow,
Yeah,
that one.
we desered. Yeah, the lady
that's the
from
one.
Dark Knight Rises.
Marion Cotillard.
Also, yeah, the one Monique.
Marion
whatever her
Cotillard.
name is.
Marion Cotillard.
Yeah. That one.
Marion Cotillard.
But yeah,
I had to stop me like, is this a Christopher Nolan movie? And then no, it wasn't.
Which platform did you guys watch it on? Hulu?
I rented it on Amazon.
Wow. Okay.
I have it.
Of course.
Well, I mean, if you're like Ben and you've watched it this is the fifth time, you better have owned it at this
Ben,
point.
is one of those posters, those wall-sized posters in your house of this movie, Contagion?
So going into the spoilers, though.
Ben, what rating?
9.5 maybe.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey
For
man,
me,
it had a banging ass soundtrack. Let me tell you. I forgot how good the soundtrack was.
I'm with Ben on this. I give it a 9. This is too real. Actually, the funny thing is, as soon as we had mentioned Contagion, it was funny because I saw a news article saying that Contagion is now the #2 most streamed movie outside of the pandemic outbreak documentary on Netflix. So they're bringing this one back up, and they said it's eerie how close it is to what's happening right now in our planet. With quarantines and all that stuff. So before I start giving more stuff away, we'll jump straight into the spoiler zone. Make sure to put on your hazmat suits, guys.
Yep, hang on. I gotta go into the chamber that blows all the air on you.
Yeah.
Yep. The negative pressure room.
Yeah.
Is my suit all puffy? Do I look like Dimitri Martin?
Yeah, you look good, Ben.
Good.
It looks good on you.
So, all right, now we're in the spoiler zone. All right, guys. Stu, thoughts?
Spoilery thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I thought when I remembered, or I don't know, maybe I made this memory up. When I was watching it, I thought something happened to Jude Law's character at the end, where like after he got out, that like he caught it or someone gave it to him and then he died. Like I thought that's what happened, but I guess I wanted that to happen and it didn't.
I remember like thinking, I was like, man, how come I've never seen this movie before? And then I saw Dimitri Martin, and I remember, oh shoot, I remember exactly when I saw this movie. I kept laughing. I was like, when is he gonna bring out the guitar? When is he gonna bring out the guitar? And he never brings out the guitar. But for some reason, I had a similar thing happen to me. As I was watching it, I was waiting for the moment where Dimitri Martin's character like gets caught or something like that, and it rips his suit, and then he dies. But that never happened. I was like, what movie did I watch that I thought that happened?
That's Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, is he in that one too?
No, but that does happen.
That's what
where
happened.
Someone's wearing a hazmat suit and then it tears and then he dies.
Wait, isn't that also from The Rock?
Wait, which one? Like
I don't think a
Intelligence,
suit.
or...
No, the one with Nick Cage.
Oh,
Nick Cage. What are they?
No, I don't think anyone's suit ripped. I think they got intentionally exposed by the bad guy. Well, I don't want to spoil The Rock. We can do that some other time, but
Nope, we're inside the spoiler zone. It's okay.
okay. I think one reason though, I think the main reason why I didn't give it a 9 is because I feel like, as good as the cast was, I think it did the movie a disservice casting Dimitri Martin in it, because to me it was just it completely undercut like the whole tone of the movie by seeing his stupid face in it and a stupid hazmat. Like in his head he's like, this is gonna be the most meta joke like ever. Like, here's a serious movie about disease wiping out millions of people, and I'm gonna be there in a goofy hazmat suit, and that's all people can think about.
Yep, and pretty much you guys have like I feel like he got steamrolled over like his most serious role. He tried to make that jump, kind of like the same way that Jim Carrey did.
Yeah, you need to ease into that role. You can't just jump into it.
I think that was as eased in as you could possibly be eased into. He only had maybe 5 minutes of screen time.
No, but I'm not saying like he was bad in it, but just knowing that, just outside of the movie, what he normally does, it was too distracting for me.
Because if it would have been a little bit better if he had made a joke while he was in there, because he saw like the virus was mutating, and all of a sudden he pulls out a paper, like the giant pad, and then starts writing on it.
Maybe he pulls out a guitar that's also in a hazmat suit. I don't know. They could have done something with it, but I don't know. I think that's the main reason why I didn't give it a 9, is because he was just too distracting to me.
He wasn't even in that big of a role in the movie.
But just seeing his silly face, because come on, he's got that silly like bowl cut hair and everything.
No,
come on,
right. Yeah, just the way his body is just it's hard to ignore.
Right.
So Dimitri Martin, you stay in this movie,
not by your performance, just by physically appearing in it. Yeah,
your presence, your pure presence. Ben, what about you?
I don't know. It was kind of hard to watch for me sometimes. Just knowing everything that's gonna happen. It's like what's her face? The girl from Titanic. What's her name?
Kate Blanchett.
Kate Winslet.
Winslet. Yeah, that's right. Not Blanchett. Who the hell's that?
Yeah, Kate Winslet. Her character, right? Am I thinking of the right character?
I thought. Yeah. She's the one who got sent up to Minnesota and then
she
gives away the jacket and then dies.
Yeah. Oh man, that's just hard to watch, because watching her and watching everything she does, it's really obvious. She's there to for the betterment of everyone. And she ultimately sacrifices herself. And even when she knows that she's fucked, she's still working. Like, as soon as she finds out, I have it, she immediately calls the hotel staff and get me everyone's number. I need to make these reports and everything. And she just keeps going, and she just goes down swinging. And and her talking to Lawrence Fishburne and him trying to convince her that, hey, it's gonna be okay, and he hangs up and he's just sitting there all alone and he knows that she's fucked. It's just like, oh my god, like that. It's that whole feeling throughout the whole movie, like from character to character, just a shitty thing one after another, like whether it be from this virus or just a shitty situation or desperation or something. It's
heartbreaking.
It's not a good feeling to have, but it just seems so realistic, and I think the character that we're supposed to to relate to the most would be Matt Damon's character, just because he's the everyday guy. You know, he doesn't have like a special CDC job. You know, he's not a researcher or anything. He's just a guy caught up in everything and has to deal with the fallout or everything, right? Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah. I thought I was going to mention, kind of on a lighter note, because there are a lot of powerful scenes in this movie, like you just mentioned. I noticed in the beginning, like some of the opening dialogue with Matt Damon. He was almost, like you said, he's like just like the average everyday man. But from what the dialogue sounded like, he almost sounded like someone like Jerry from Rick and Morty, where he didn't have a job. Like he was trying to find a job. He said something about an interview being postponed or something. So it's like, man, this poor guy is just like getting shit on, like
down on his
from
luck.
every direction.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get this interview. Oh, my wife died. Oh, she was cheating on me too. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my son's dead.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a promotion because I pitched Got Apples.
Oh wait, no, I didn't.
The milk people don't have a monopoly on intrinsic questions.
But yeah, I mean, what was it after that? They couldn't even get a funeral because they didn't want to take the body. It's just like, oh my god, dude, get this dude a break.
One thing after another, just watching him getting denied, it was probably the toughest thing because I think that would be the most relatable experience for the rest of us.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's probably a whole bunch of things that would happen to us, like in this situation, right? Like, we're not really even thinking about it. We're just kind of going on with life, and we're just hoping that tomorrow everything's going to be the same. But who knows? Maybe tomorrow we do get a citywide lockdown, you know, or a quarantine, and we can't leave. And guess what? Hey, we didn't, you know, pack enough food. Guess what? We're fucked or something. And maybe there is going to be, you know, some sort of nationwide panic on, you know, getting all these medical supplies. Guess what? There's going to be riots. Hey, do you have any weapons? No. Better break into the neighbor's house and steal his gun, you know?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think we should be safe. Stu, we can come stay with you, right, if that were to happen?
Yeah, if you bring food and toilet paper, I'll let you in.
Okay, I'll bring Popeyes.
Okay, good.
Okay, what are you bringing, David? David?
Toilet paper.
Toilet
for the
paper?
Popeyes. that gets used after the Popeyes.
Extra spicy.
Actually, I heard if you don't have a face mask, you can just take all the excess toilet paper you have from buying the 16 packets that you had at Costco, and you just wrap your head around like a mummy. Yeah. That'll protect you.
Wow.
So do you guys remember when we went to go to the El Camino premiere?
Yeah.
And that I bought that full face
Hazmat
respirator
suit
for as part of the costume.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this now?
Now you know exactly what to do with it.
Looks like someone's got a full face respirator.
The respirator didn't. Oh, sorry. I need to do the Arnold. The respirator did nothing.
Wow.
My lungs.
They do nothing.
That's better. I'll let Ben have that one. All right. So yeah, guys. Any other final thoughts about Contagion?
No, I think one of my favorite moments in the movie, just to touch on like something that Ben was talking about with like Kate Winslet's like whole kind of arc, like almost like the tragic, like almost like hero, I guess. It's like a tragic hero arc, right?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, martyr, if anything.
Yeah. But I also liked Morpheus's Lawrence Fishburne's when Morpheus gave the kid his vaccine.
Damn, yeah.
Like the kid he wasn't a janitor. His jacket said Goodwill.
Yeah. No, he was the janitor.
Really? Because his jacket said Goodwill. But whatever.
Custodian.
He gave,
whatever,
yeah. That was, I like that scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I liked his whole kind of arc too, where it's like he broke the protocol to save someone he cared about. And then
his
like,
fiance.
Yeah. And then he basically got found out, and he's going to live with the consequences, and that he doesn't care as long as like the people he cared about were taken care of.
How did Jude Law's character find out about that email in the first place? And it wasn't an email; it was over the phone.
Well, I think he's just one of those guys that specializes in just tabloid news and just picking up on like little bits and pieces of information and just
and
capitalizing
then blowing it up.
Yeah, I mean, he capitalized off
Yeah.
of that like bus story. It was just like a random piece
Yeah.
of news, and he thought, hey, this could be useful or interesting, and he just capitalized off
and
of
that
it.
fake herbal medicine
Yeah.
shtick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forsythia.
Florsythia.
Yeah.
I think maybe he could have found out when his fiance spilled the beans to her friend over the phone.
That probably would have been it.
Maybe
and then
from
she
there,
sent out an email saying,
yeah.
I heard from so and so.
Maybe it came from there, but at any rate,
was email really that cool back then that we would send emails to each other?
back then it was Facebook. I think it was on social media. He said, right?
Yeah,
it was on, like,
it was
Facebook.
on some form of social media. He said that
Yeah.
that was posted before the declaration, so that's how he probably found
Yeah.
out. So.
Oh
Well,
yeah, I forgot Bryan Cranston was in it.
I know,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Do you think he? Well, last question. Do you guys think that he did that to give to the janitor's kid because he felt guilty because he got caught by the janitor saying, "Hey, we also have people we care about too."
I think it's just generally that he's a good person, right?
Yeah.
That,
I think it maybe might have nudged him in that direction. Like he might have already been thinking that because like it seemed like from the beginning, like our first scene with his character, you get the sense that like him and the custodian or whatever are like on good. They have a good relationship. He even knows his family. So yeah, I can see that being more the influence rather than him being found out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll pretty much do it for this week's episode and this spoiler zone for Contagion. Guys, what movie are we going to be reviewing next week? Since we're pretty much going to have to be couch warriors for the next 3 weeks or foreseeable future.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Do we want to keep it virus related or should we branch out into just other stuff?
I would like to branch out just so we don't get too depressed.
Too grim.
Yeah, too grim.
Right. So I heard Scott Pilgrim.
28. What about 28 days later? That's not. That's like a fictional one. Well, I mean, it's all fictional.
Or Zombieland, or I Am Legend, or
or should we go the complete other direction and only review
Frozen 2
light fluffy movies that gets everyone's minds off of the craziness?
Zootopia.
We'll do one disease movie and then another one that's completely off of it, and then we'll do a disease movie, and then we'll just keep we'll just keep this roller coaster going.
The roller coaster of emotion. All right.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Scott Pilgrim?
I really have no idea.
Scott.
Since I was the one who put up Contagion, I'll leave it up to the two of you guys.
Scott Pilgrim.
Stu?
I don't know if I want to watch that though.
Wow.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of what's his name. Is it Michael
Cera?
Yeah. Just that his whole he plays the same character in every movie. I feel like.
Wait, what's that? What kind of character is that?
I don't know. He plays himself.
Congratulations. He played himself.
Dang.
He played
with himself? You played yourself. Wipe yourself off. You played yourself.
Let me do a quick browse of Netflix.
Oh, what do you know? Scott Pilgrim's on there. Wow.
I don't know. I'd rather try to find something we all haven't seen, or maybe haven't seen in a long time.
All of The Office.
Okay.
Well, there's a new movie called Spencer Confidential. Mark Wahlberg.
Marky Mark. What about if we want to do a complete pivot on the movie genre? What about something? Well, we saw that recently. I was gonna say one of the Naked Gun movies.
Space Jam.
Space Jam's on
Netflix.
Let's do that. Space Jam.
Since the NBA season's been canceled so far.
Yeah, it's the closest thing we can get. Space Jam.
I guess.
Begrudgingly.
He got outvoted.
Are you really gonna make me watch Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah, one day.
But not this day.
Wait, was it Step Brothers? No, the other guys.
I just
Which
watched,
one was the movie? Did you see both of those?
yeah, Semi-Pro. That's another.
Basketball movie.
Oh wait, how about High Flying Bird?
What's that?
I haven't seen it, but it is directed by Steven Soderbergh, and it is about NBA.
Oh, is that about Larry Bird?
No, it's
Oh, that's that one movie. I think I saw a preview for that a
Yeah.
long time ago.
I never saw it. I just know it's a basketball drama, and it is something about the NBA.
Yeah. But I think if we want to pivot, we don't want a drama.
All right.
When the NBA lockout sidelines his big rookie client, an agent hatches a bold plan to save their careers and disrupt the league's power structure.
Ben, are you really gonna pout if we don't do Scott Pilgrim?
I'll pout until we watch it. Yeah.
That gives me no incentive to watch it this week.
All right.
If you're just gonna be always pouting.
I'm pouting
You would
right
think that would give me incentive, but it doesn't.
I was fine with all three of them. Or maybe we just watch The Foreigner. That's also on Netflix.
now. Man, watching old ass Jackie Chan.
I would rather
But
watch
he-
young ass
but-
Jackie Chan.
But he also fighting an old ass Pierce Brosnan.
But it's depressing because I want to see Jackie Chan do Jackie Chan shit.
Wait,
Fucking.
have we decided?
I really don't want to watch Scott Pilgrim, but I also don't want Ben to pout the whole time.
I am pouting.
You know what? Fuck Ben. We're watching Space Jam. Fuck it.
Space Jam it is. And then next week we'll do Scott Pilgrim.
Fine.
Excellent.
Hopefully the world comes to an end before this all spirals out of
Scott
control
Pilgrim
before then.
against the world. So we will be picking movies the next couple of weeks that are related to our situation. So Contagion was this week. Next week, because the NBA season's been suspended, we'll be watching Space Jam. And probably the following week after that, because the world is going in chaos, it'll be Scott Pilgrim against the world. So, as always, this has been another episode of Dos Cinco's. I'm your host, David.
And I'm Stuart.
And I'm Ben.
Don't forget to wash your hands. Don't sneeze on people. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Okay, bye.
Bye.